you are. Okay, honey, it's gonna get better. Once your perception gets better. I am a little tired to say the least. Okay. Last night, I don't know what time I went to bed, but I know I had woke up at like 5:35. So I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and today was just one of those days where as though I didn't, uh, the chatter in the mind didn't want to upload. Okay, and the promise that I made to myself and to my children for us to have a better life. So I showed up today. I don't know how many videos I posted. Hey Tracy, peace to you, baby, peace to you, peace to. I don't know how many videos I posted today. I think it's probably about 10ish or something like that. But whenever you want to accomplish something, don't listen to their chatter. That chatter is gonna tell you tired. Okay. Hey Leah, is it Leah? Peace here, baby. Peace here, peace here. That chatter is gonna tell you tired. It's gonna tell you shouldn't do it. It's gonna tell you to go back to sleep. You know? And I knew I needed to upload 2 long form videos. I had did one today. Honey, I done mopped, I done cleaned. Oh gosh. I did my youngest daughter, I put her hair in 4 ponytails, and I told my youngest son that I was gonna do his hair tonight. Honey, I don't think I'm doing his hair tonight. I am listen. So the reason I came on here because somebody asked me the book recommendations, like what books do I recommend? So you guys hear me say recommend the same exact books, okay, for the most part. Because I don't believe that you just read a book one time, okay? I believe that you keep on rereading it because every time you reread the book, there's something new in a book that you will see. Now, it doesn't mean that it just happened to be new. It means that you have grown, and so now you are in alignment to receive the information in a book. So, I had brought my favorite book to the park. As you can see, honey, it's coming apart. Okay. Is this one, The Mystic Path to Cosmic Power? I absolutely love this book. This was one of the first reads that I read, and it talked about depression, right? And it said, so many people, they think because they so spiritual or, holier than thou or whatever it is, they think that they won't experience things such as depression, right? Or they think that they won't experience things such as anxiety. Let me tell you something. Awareness is always key. You guys always hear me say that because when you are aware of how you feel, guess what? You can change your life drastically. All right, you can change your life drastically. So I want you to understand and get. Hey, Christopher, peace to you, baby. Hey, Saturn D. Allie, peace to you, peace to you, peace to you. So when you are aware, you can change your life. And this book right here, this is what it talked about. I done highlighted all up in this book because it's such a good read. And it talks about how to contact higher power, the difference between thought and awareness. Let me see. 15 ways to gain new strength, sure steps to awakening. It's such a good book, okay? And I remember reading this book, and it talked about, and it also talks about the 2 selves within a man. So when the author Vernon Howard talks about the 2 selves in a man, he's talking about the 4 self, okay? The ego, okay? The belief systems that we have been conditioned to believe. And it's so good because it says the man dominated by his 4 self does not live his day. He is driven through it. He is hounded by compulsive desires, pained by automatic anger, scared by unrealistic imaginations because he identifies with these terrors. That is because he wrongly takes himself as his 4th self. His desperation is endless. He is clutched by an unseen enemy. The entire root of your problem is that you cannot get out of yourself. Okay? That alone, that alone. And Vernon Howard in his book also talks about don't connect yourself. So say for instance, if you going through, and I'm no doctor, anything like that, honey, I just got to put the disclaimer out. But one of the things Vernon Howard talks about, he says, if you are angry or if you are jealous, do not associate yourself with it. Like, don't say you jealous, say the foreself is jealous, okay? And he goes on and on. It was one part in here that he talked about. Let me see if I could find it. Anger. 'Cause sometimes, some people feel like they shouldn't be angry, right? They feel like they shouldn't be experiencing the emotions that they are experiencing. But as long as you sweep it under the rug, that's not gonna help you. You know, that's not whenever you sweep your emotions under the rug, that's not gonna help you. I remember a few years ago, right? This was during the time when I was doing Uber, and I made a decision that I wasn't going to continue to do Uber, right? And I spoke to my mother, and one of the things my mother said, she said, "Oh well, how would you be able? Because I like going out, okay? Going out to eat and stuff like that." And she said, "How would you be able to do all those things that you was doing, when you was doing Uber?" One of the things that you have to understand is this, okay? Hey, Anna, piece of your baby, piece of your. Hey, Lacey. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Joey. Hey, Sabrina. Um, One of the things that you have to understand is this. Some of you guys, you may be stressed out because you lost that job. And I understand it, right? I understand it. I get it. Honey, I told you guys last time, the jobs that I used to work at, I absolutely, it was one job, well, actually two jobs that I liked. I liked it. I like doing Uber and Lyft. I like ride share, okay, because I was pretty much my own boss, come and go as I please. Actually, it was three jobs. And the second job was me working for Kurt Weiss, a plant company, and I was out in nature. Well, actually, I was at Home Depot, but I was outside because that's the time when they have they plants and stuff. And the dirt company, well, actually, I think I got fired from all of them. Let me see. I got fired. Well, really not fired from Kurt Weiss. Kind of let go. Let me see. The last job I got fired from. But Uber and Lyft, I never got fired from them. I would do Uber and Lyft until the wheels came off my car. Okay. But I remember my mother said to me, oh, and that's another thing. So some of you guys, you think that because Gia, if it's loud, honey, Dollface, get off, okay? Who asked you to be here? Girl, you gotta listen to the message, okay? Before I block you. Because this is one of those nights that I'm on block duty, okay? So you don't want to get blocked, okay? All right? This is one of those nights. Now, normally I let the haters, I don't want to say you haters, because you're dealing with your own stuff. But normally I let you guys stay on because you really influence the algorithm. So while you on here, Gia, just keep on commenting, okay? Because you're gonna help the algorithm for me, okay? Just keep on commenting, okay? All right. So anywho, so my mother said one of the things she said, Deena, how is it that you are going to be able? Okay, come on, Gia, come on, girl, help the algorithm. Come on, put your little comments in because, honey, that don't do nothing for me, okay? Well, actually, it does. You're gonna have people coming back on here. Oh no, I ain't gonna block you. I'm gonna let you stay on here for a good minute. Okay? I'm gonna let you stay on here for a good. But let me tell you something, Gia. Okay, because I don't know if you know about me, honey. You probably don't, but let me tell you something, okay? When you get in these comments and you be saying all the stuff that you say, Gia, okay, you telling the people exactly what you got going on with you. All right, so you just want to be mindful, okay? You want to be very mindful, and I say this on every platform, TikTok, Facebook. You want to be mindful what you say because it's an indication of what you got going on with you. But keep on talking. Just keep on talking, okay? So anyway, so one of the things that my mother said, she said, Deena, I don't know how you going to be able to do, how you gonna be able to go out. You know, you like going out. So I said, at that time I had my, my little income tax, okay, my little income tax money. So I said I'm gonna go out, and she said, my mother said, she said, you know what, Deena, if you really believe in what you do, because I said, you know what, Mom, I'm not doing Uber and Lyft no more. I'm just doing. And here it is. I had my own apartment, got my own apartment, everything, my own car, earning my own money. And it's so funny because we become a certain age and it's like we still ask for our parents' approval, right? I mean, so anyway, so my mother said, I don't know how you gonna do that. And I said, she said, you know what? Let's make a bet. So I said, okay. So she said, I bet you that you gonna go right back to Uber because how you gonna do that? And you like going out. So I said, no, I'm not. And she said, all right, let's make a bet where as though you don't touch that money, right? The income tax money that I got. I said, all right, we make a bet, okay? And honey, the first month or so, it was good. Okay. It was the first month. Honey, me and my family, we was my oldest children, we was going to Boston, everything. Everything was looking on the up and up. Okay. And then I had stopped talking to my mother. I think it was like for a few weeks or probably a month or so, right? Because I was like, here I am, saying that I'm gonna do Uber. I mean, I'm not gonna do Uber. I'm gonna rock out. I'm gonna rock out to, YouTube. Okay, at that time I wasn't monetized. I said I'm gonna do YouTube, and I'm not gonna do Uber and Lyft. And then everything was good. Everything was good in the neighborhood. Right then the next minute I found myself going back doing it again. And I remember when I spoke to my mother, and because my mother would say, Deena, at times you gotta let people, express their opinion. That's their opinion. And I said, honey, Gia entertained, honey. You gotta let Gia go. Let Gia do what do. I'm so tired, honey. Let Gia do what Gia need to do, honey, cause she influencing the algorithm. Okay, so Gia ain't got nothing else to do, honey. She ain't got nothing else to do. That's why she here. Okay, she bringing the people in. So I found myself going back doing Uber and Lyft. But don't you know, when I went back doing Uber and Lyft, then my car, it broke down. That's why at times you have to listen to your intuition. When your intuition is telling you exactly what it is that you need to do, you need to do it. Okay. You can't listen to, and I love my mother to the life of me. Some of you guys, you say you love your mother to the depth of you. You love your husband to the depth of you. You love your children to the depth of you. And you wonder why you're dying. You wonder why you dying. You wonder why you die. That's why, because of your words. Okay. But I remember this one particular day, me and my two oldest children, we was going to Boston. Okay. I said, you know what? I'm just going to go in Boston. I'm going to just go to Boston. And we got to Boston. And I remember I spoke to my mother. And she was saying, she was talking about depression and stuff like that, right? And she was like, because my mother always felt like I did too much. Like she'd say, oh, you doing this, you doing that. But one of the things you have to understand is you are energy, okay? And you release your energy, right? Every time you go and do whatever it is that you're doing, you release the energy. So my mother, she was saying, yeah, because people suffer from depression. And at first I was like, oh, but one of the things that I noticed is depression comes from you suppressing. Okay. You know those emotions that you tend to feel and you don't want people to know what you going through, you know? Ooh, child. And when you honey, just let her do what she need to do because she want attention, okay? She want attention. She want attention, and you could always tell. You know, I don't feel sorry for people, but you could always tell. You could you could always tell someone that may be going through something, you know? Like many of us, you know, many of us we go through things and we grow through things and stuff like that, you know? Um and I don't feel sorry for people, but for her to come on somebody else's page or channel or whatever and say whatever she need to say, you know, that's making her feel good because she's suffering. Okay? She's suffering. What traumas, honey? What traumas you talking about? Honey, what traumas? I ain't say nothing about no traumas. Honey, what you talking about? Listen to this, Gia. This one is for you. You can be happy right now, Gia. Yes. Yes. You can be happy right now. All right? Why does man feel so bad so often? What is wrong with your emotions? Okay? The problem is men's insistence upon feeling a fact before establishing that feeling upon a foundation of reality. Okay, so you going through something and is, you know, we can see. All right, we can be happy in the here and the now. That is a fact. All right. No, I ain't gonna block her. She gotta stay. Let her stay. All right. How many people want me to block her? How many people want me to put her on block? All right. If I get another person, I'll put her on block. But I really don't want to. I just don't. I really don't. You know why I really don't care for blocking people like that? Because even though because if some people they need the message, you know. I remember it was this guy, right? When it was a food blogger, okay? And he was on Facebook. Actually he's on all platforms, but he really blew up on Facebook. And I remember it was another guy that will always go up under his videos and just say some of the craziest stuff. And later on, that guy had messaged the influencer and said to him, he said, I am so sorry for sending you all those messages. Because he was he was hurting, you know? And that's one of the things you guys have to understand, that when people say certain things, it has nothing to do with you. And that's why I always recommend the Four Agreements book. And that's why I said what I said in the beginning, you know, that whenever somebody is in a chat and they just talking and stuff, it indicates what they have going on in their lives. Because somebody that's happy, they not doing it. Somebody that's enjoying their life. In fact, if they enjoying their life so much, they wouldn't even be, too much on somebody else's live talking mess. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, I went to the and I went to the so let me tell you guys something, okay? The Dollar Tree. Um, they have these chips, okay, at the Dollar Tree, and they call Brims. Oh my goodness, okay, so good, really really tasty. They have three different kinds. So they have the spicy, and I don't know what's going on with Dollar Tree, spicy stuff, because they say, that is tolerable. Honey, the stuff will knock your socks off if you don't even have any on. Okay, if you don't even have any on, it will knock your socks off. So I went to Dollar. I went there today. I was supposed to do two videos, but I wound up doing one. And I had, so 3 days straight, Dollar Tree had these chips. So when I go inside the store, is normally like and they all so cool. The people who work at the Dollar Trees that I go to, really, really cool. Very helpful. When I come in, they assist me and say, "Oh, we got some new items." Oh my goodness, absolutely, absolutely love what I do. So, one of the guys, he had showed me these chips. They like onion rings or something, but so fresh. Because you got to check Dollar Tree expiration date sometime, right? So I went in there and I started. Let me see. Yesterday was what? Friday, Thursday. This is where it all started. Okay, went there Thursday. Seen the guy said, "Oh, we got these, these new chips," and I said, "Okay," and they call it Zesty Ranch. Gia gonna go get a bag. Gia gonna go get a bag. Okay, they call it Zesty Ranch, and they onion rings, but they are so, oh my goodness, they so good. So I brought, I think it was 2 bags Thursday. Wound up buying 3 bags yesterday. And today I had brought, how many bags did I buy today? I think I brought 2 bags too today again. When I tell you they are tasty, and it's so funny because Miss Val, she always commenting, on my the YouTube on the videos, and she said that she's gonna get a bag. And I said, listen, so anybody that's got a Dollar Tree and you see these chips, they call it Zesty Ranch. You want to be mindful, because if you get them, honey, they taste so good, you may eat the whole bag. Okay, because yesterday my children was in school. It was more so of a relaxed day for me. And I was on a bed. I was listening. So listen, I don't know if you guys listen to Shay Love Diva. Okay, she talks about feminine energy and masculine energy. Oh my goodness, honey, so good. Okay, if you are a person or a woman and you are trying to figure out why you are attracting, I don't want to say narcissists, but while you are attracting certain type of men, honey, I highly recommend you listen to Shay Shay Love Diva. She is so good. So yesterday morning I went to Dollar Tree, did a haul, came home, and I was just watching her. Watched her for a long time. Was eating the chips and stuff like that. Before I knew it, the bag was gone. The bag was damn near gone. Had a few pieces left. And good thing, I think I brought 3 bags yesterday. And I said, but the kind that I brought yesterday, they sweet something. I can't think of the name, but I know they onion rings, right? And I said I was gonna leave some for my youngest children, but I brought them a bag apiece of the Zesty Ranch. I was eating and watching Shay Love Diva. Before I knew it, the bag, it had probably about 8 onion rings left. Okay. That's how tasty they are. They are so fresh, tasty. Honey, they have enough seasoning on them. They are so good. So if you ever in Dollar Tree, be on the lookout for them. I'm telling you, you're not going to regret it. So Where was we going with it? Oh, all right. So, to the people that's out there, yes, you know, did you see? So, Dollar Tree, some of you guys, you've been looking for the Touchland dupes, right? Now, Dollar Tree has the Touchland dupe. Um, Dollar Tree has the Touchland dupe. Um, and it's so good. It's so good. So some of the stores they don't have them yet, but the store where I live, it seemed like they have all the stuff mainly. Okay, and so they brought more of the Touchland dupes, which is hand sanitizer for some of the ones who probably don't know. So they have the hand sanitizer there, and is two different scents. So it's the watermelon, and then it's also the cucumber. So good. So good. Okay. Really, really good. Honey, don't sleep on Dollar Tree snacks neither. Okay. I'm here to tell you. Don't sleep on their snacks. Huh?
My stuff is leaking.
It's not in here. It's just water. It's wet.
No, y'all feel like grease.
No. It's sweat.
It don't smell like sweat.
Yeah, so yeah, the snack. Have you guys tried the chip? It's called chip something. It's like an ice cream cake. Now, I'm not a big fan of a lot of chocolate. And Dollar Tree has the ice cream cake, and it has, like, you know, the chocolate and stuff, and the chocolate chips, you know, all throughout the ice. Now, I like the, you know, the vanilla ice cream, but when it has like all the chocolate chips, I'm just not a fan of that. But it tastes good. However, it tastes good. And also they crab, what is it called? Crab ragoon. Oh my goodness. With the cheese and stuff in here with the crab. Oh, it tastes absolutely delightful. Tastes so good. Okay. So good. Now I'm trying to see what else they have. So today when I went there, they had some beauty blenders. Okay. And let me tell you something. Dollar Tree has been moving their feet to the beat lately. Okay. I mean, they've been really showing out. So they have these beauty blenders. It's like six of them come in a pack, $1.25. They also have these cosmetic sponges. I think it's like 25, 28 come in a pack for $1.25. I said, oh my goodness. And one of the things about Dollar Tree is you got to move your feet to the beat, because when you go there one day, the next day it is all gone. Okay. It's absolutely done. Right. So you got to move your feet to the beat. I'm trying to see what else they have. Tracy, what is your favorite thing? All right. I also have a biscuit in my closet with a whole Dollar Tree items, like stationary items. Yeah, you gotta hurry up. Anna, what you normally get when you go to Dollar Tree? I don't know if you still on here. Hey Michelle. I'm gonna look out for the remote control cover. Yeah, girl. Let me tell you something. The remote control covers, right? That goes to the what is it? It's all with an R, right? Those remote controls, the Ruka or something, they sold out so quick. You know, I when I went there, the guy said that they had the remote control, you know, the covers. The next day I went back, completely gone. Completely gone. Honey, they was done. Now I don't know where you live. Oh, oh, okay, Anna. Anna, I thought you was out of town somewhere, girl. Okay. Hey, is it John? Oh, okay. You in Arizona, Leah? Yeah, but you know that went so quick. Oh, you've been going 3 times a week. You know what's crazy? Because the only place. All right. So this is the thing. I go to Dollar Tree to the New Jersey folks, okay? Because some of you guys, you not from New Jersey, so if I say some of these places, you may not know what I'm talking about, okay? Bloomfield, I go to on normally on Saturdays, okay? Saturdays and I'll go to Kearney. On Saturdays, Bloomfield has, so many new items that I haven't even seen the Dollar Tree next to me have. Okay, for instance, they have these snap and towel that you can put like on a patio or whatever it is like that. Those are $5, but they, oh my goodness, they look so beautiful. They have those. That's the only Dollar Tree that I've seen that has those. Now, if I go to Route 22 on a Sunday, Route 22 in Union, New Jersey, Route 22, they have like they make up stuff. I forgot the name of it. Oh gosh. They makeup stuff is really, I mean, is really, really good. Okay. Like they had this mascara. I said, oh my goodness, absolutely gorgeous. You wouldn't even think. Okay. Really, really good. They also had an eyeliner that was, oh, chef kiss. It was good. Now, when it comes to the makeup, okay, the stuff that I see in Union, on 22, I haven't seen. Let me see. I'm trying to see. I haven't seen hardly any other stores carry that stuff. Now, when I go to Fairview, okay, Fairview, New Jersey, when I go up there, I remember when I first went there, oh my goodness, I was just blown away. Never been to the one. Yes, the one on 20. Oh my goodness, honey, the one on 22 is so good, girl. But I think they truck, if I'm not mistaken, they truck comes on, is it Sunday? Because let me tell you something. So when I go to the stores, I talk majority of the time I talk to the like to the managers, or I talk to the the associates. Like I absolutely love the associates. Okay. But I asked them like when a truck comes in, and they say like they truck comes in like the one near me, they truck come in on I think it's Thursdays, no Wednesdays and Sundays, okay, and then the one on 22, I believe they truck come in on Sundays if I'm not mistaken. The one in Fairview, New Jersey, they truck come in on Saturdays. Okay. Maplewood, they truck comes in on Sundays now. Like it changed. Yeah, I love, everything is about networking, right? And talking to people. So when I go in there, I'm always talking to the people that work there and stuff like that. Because let me tell you something, they play a big part because they tell me, like the new stuff that they have inside the store. So I am so grateful for that, because it saves me time, instead of me going through, which I still go through the aisles and stuff and see, what they have. But majority of the time I'm asking the sales associates, like what are some of the new items that they have. So it is really good. Um, I'm trying to see what else. Um, I went to the Dollar Tree in Hackensack. They have too much there. It was kind of small. They ain't have a lot of stuff there. Um, the one in Clifton. Let me tell you something. Hey, Steve, peace here, baby, peace here. So one day, I had my oldest son call, right? And this was during the time that TikTok had went down, okay? And every now and then I may delete the app. Okay, I delete the app, and so I could save on storage because I'm uploading a lot of videos throughout the day. So this was during the time TikTok went down, and when you delete the app, honey, you couldn't get the app back. So I put in the search bar on Google Dollar Tree. And it was this Dollar Tree that pulled up. I don't know the girl name, but she's on TikTok. And she had put up this Dollar Tree. I mean, they had everything. They had everything. Honey, I'm in Clifton, going to like three different Cliftons. Three different Dollar Trees in Clifton. Cause you know Clifton, they have a few Dollar Trees, right? So going to the different Nutley, I even was in Nutley Dollar Tree. Now Nutley, they didn't really have a whole bunch of stuff. You know, they had some items. You want to say hello? So this is my youngest son, Javai. So they had a few items in Nutley, right? And so as as I'm looking, because I said, you know what? Let me see if I could go and find a place, right? That this girl, she was posting, and honey, everything was like in order. They had like the lip stains. Hey Tracy, Bender, PC, baby, PC, pizza. They had the lip stains, so many different ones, honey. They probably had 20 different, like 20 lip stains of one color. Then they had 20 lip stains of another color. They had so many, right? So I'm looking for this place. You know, I called my oldest daughter, who she lives in PA. So I called her because she still had TikTok. And I said, Jada, see if you can find this girl for me. This girl, I need to know where she get all, what Dollar Tree she in. I'm thinking she in New Jersey, honey. That girl was all the way in what was it, Iowa? I don't know. I know it was somewhere for. I said, oh my goodness, honey, I was on a complete mission looking for this place, looking for this Dollar Tree. And it wasn't even in New Jersey. Okay. All right. And one of the things, like, I'm excited for is to go to the different Dollar Trees, like state to state, because, you be surprised at the different items that they have. And I always tell you guys, you know, don't just stay in your comfort zone, right? Get out of your comfort zone, go to different places, go to different Dollar Trees and see, what different Dollar Trees have. I remember the first time I went to Kearney, my intuition had told me to go to Kearney, and I listen to my intuition. All right, my intuition, it plays a major part in my life. And I remember it told me to go to Kearney, and I went to Kearney. Oh my goodness. So Kearney, New Jersey is like, one of the stores that get their stuff kind of late, it seems like. And if you are looking for something that maybe the other stores next to you done sold out of, you go to Kearney. Hey Sharon. Um Yeah, so when you go to Kearney, they still have this stuff. The stuff is still here. And it's like, oh my goodness, these people must be just don't know. It seems like they don't know because the stuff is still here. So Kearney is like one of the stores that I would do on a Saturday. Bloomfield and Kearney on Saturdays. Now Route 22, that would be on a Sunday. Um, the Dollar Tree. All right. I love all of the Dollar Trees that I go to because they are absolutely fabulous. The people there. The one on 48th Street. Okay. Anna, have you been to the one on 48th Street? Most like you have. But the Dollar Tree on 48th Street, really good. 48th Street. And they truck normally comes in on Mondays and on Fridays. Okay. I'm trying to, and 20, what is that, 28th Street? Oh, that Dollar Tree is absolutely, I like going there. Okay, really, really good. So, I'm going to close out with this, okay? Maybe I'll do an hour on here. Okay, we at 40 right now. We at 40 minutes right now. I mean, oh, honey, I'm all over. Listen, So somebody asked me about the books, right? What books I recommend. And I'll tell you guys the same books. The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, absolutely great. If you're a person that, maybe you take things personally when people say things, that would be a very, very good book for you. Okay. It talks about be impeccable with your words. Okay. Say what you mean. Um, it also talks about, let me see, take nothing personal. I think that's the third agreement. And there's two other ones. But that book is absolutely powerful. It's really good. The next book is Mastery of Love. Now, I'm not going to put them in a particular order, but these are the books that I always recommend. So, if you're a person that feel that maybe your mother or father, you feel like they could have loved you better, right? That book is really, really good because it talks about people can't give you something they don't have. Okay. And it talks about relationships and everything like that. I mean, it's so good. That was the book that I read when I knew I was getting out of the last relationship that, the relationship that I was in with my youngest children's father. That was like one of the books, that was the book that I read where as though I knew the relationship, it was done. I'm trying to see what other book. Um, The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. Oh my goodness, such an amazing read. It sheds light on awareness. Okay. And in the beginning of the book, it says, what's the difference between um a sister that is happily married and a sister that is, pretty much she's not happy, she's not in a relationship. So it gives like the comparison of two different people that's probably in the same exact field, but one is winning and the other one isn't. Um, that book is really, really, that book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy, that was one of the books that really shed light on the guys that I would tend to date, right? Effeminate men. Okay, that book was really, really good. Yeah, honey, we're about to go soon. Um, so that book is really, really good. Now I'm trying to see what other one. But this is like my fave. Okay. This one right here, The Mystic Path to Cosmic Power by Vernon Howard. Absolutely love it. Um, I'm trying to see what other books. It's a book that I have. It's called Faith. Faith, God is Faith or something. I'm trying to think of who's the author, but that book is really, honey, I was waiting for the train and I was about to cry. Okay. Well, actually, when you finna cry and you don't want the tears to come out because you don't want people to see you. Okay. You don't want them to see you crying. That was one of the books. Okay. It's called Faith something. All right. So my favorite one. All right. The one in Bayonne, I absolutely love this one. Okay. Because Jason, he was the first one. I remember when I first started going there and recording, right? Um, and Jason was like one of the store managers that was like really, really cool. I mean, all of the store managers that they all cool, but he was like the first one. So I would have to say Bayonne is like, my top one. And then I absolutely love 48th Street with Kelly. Oh my goodness, she's amazing. 48th Street in West New York, and then 20. I think there's 28th Street in Union City. Really, really good. And then I would have to say Fairview in a restaurant. Okay. But yeah. So if after Bayonne, 48th Street, and then 28th Street. Really, really good. Now 28th Street, it was closed for a little minute, right? Then they had opened it back up and they stuff Oh my goodness. So it's a lady that works there on 28th Street, and her when she put the stuff out like to stock, oh my goodness, like a soldier. The stuff is like very neat, intact, in place, okay, all put together. And it's so funny because when I went to the one on 28th Street, the store manager had said to me, cause he do accounting, and I said, oh honey, I may need you. Okay, he do accounting, and he do something else like helping people with they immigration stat helping people with immigration or something like that, I think. But when I go there, the last time I went there and I seen the store man, I'm trying to think of his name. But last time when I went there and I seen him, and he was like, you see the store, to me, the store is always neat for the most part. And I guess, he's the store manager. He feel like he want his store to be, a certain type of way. But it's always neat to me, I'm trying to see. Now I went to one in New York. Okay, funny story. Me and my oldest son, we had went because there's a sandwich spot in New York that we tend to go to. It's called Farmer's Deli. They had went viral on TikTok. Okay. And we normally go to Farmer's Deli. Okay, Farmer's Deli is really good. And so after me and my oldest son came from Farmer's Deli, we had wound up going to the Dollar Tree in New York, but in Brooklyn to be exact. But it was closed down. I don't know what was going on. But I never been to the Dollar Tree. I'm trying to see in New York, but I had heard that the Dollar Trees in Staten Island. Sometimes I get them confused because I be like Staten Island, Long Island. Which one we next to? Okay, all right. But the Dollar Tree, I think, you know which one. The one we next to is a lady who I had met the other day, and she said, "Oh my goodness, they have so many. I think like on close, very close to one another. So I'll probably try that one and see how that one is. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. I'm trying to see about anything. Oh, so I had went to Dollar Tree and got these nuts today. The guy in Dollar Tree in Bayonne, he had said to me, he said, Leah, are you the one that I met the other day? The Dollar Tree, back on top. Listen, so the guy in Dollar Tree today, I said, oh my goodness, thank you so much for the chips. Okay, for the idea, because they so tasty, they so good. And he goes, oh, we got some new peanuts. I said, no, just don't show me nothing else. Okay, because I already knew if he was gonna show me them, I was gonna buy them. Oh, okay, Leah. So he showed me the peanuts, right? They got some new peanuts. Now, I don't know if you a nut girl, okay, or a nut boy. I like peanuts. Okay, you know where I love getting my peanuts from? Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's have some peanuts they call blister peanuts. Oh my goodness, they are so good. Okay, very, very good. Okay. So the guy, he said they have new peanuts. They call Cajun. Okay. So I got the Cajun, and then they also have dill pickle. I didn't want to do the dill pickle, but the Cajun, when I first tried them, I said, oh my goodness, these are hot. These will literally knock the socks off of you. I didn't have no socks on, at the time. But I said, oh my goodness, But as I kept on eating them, it seemed like the hotness kind of went out the window. So those peanuts that they have, they knew Cajun, and then they also have the dill pickle ones. The dill pickle ones, I'm not really, but the Cajun ones, they taste pretty good. And he said, "Oh, you could boil these." I said, "I gotta boil these, cause honey, if I had to boil them, I wasn't gonna boil no peanuts. I know you guys do that down south, in Florida and stuff like that. But honey, I ain't got no time to be boiling no peanuts. Okay, all right, I gotta eat them the way they are. Okay, so." I got those. They was really, really good. Leah, if you go to Dollar Tree, I'm telling you, if you like like onion rings or something like that, they have these chips they call zesty ranch. Okay, like onion rings, they smaller, they so fresh. They have a lot of oh my goodness. But honey, let me just warn you now, okay? If you get the bag, you may sit there and eat the whole bag because they so good. Okay, they so good. You just gonna keep eating them. All right. And before you know it, the bag is finished. All right. So just FYI. Okay. So, all right. We got 9 minutes left. What you guys want to talk about before I skedaddle? Before I be up out of here? Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Leah. Thank you. Is it, honey? I don't want to butcher your name, honey. Thank you. I appreciate it. So earlier, I had did a video about the job, right? And for itchy scalp, you could probably do like some tea tree oil or something. Or probably some peppermint. Have you tried peppermint or tea tree oil, Sharon? Oh, thank you, Leah. Thank you. A lot of like dandruff at times. And normally what I use for his hair, so I always tell you guys like it's a blend that I do. I don't know if this would help. But I take Jamaican black castor oil, rosemary, like fresh rosemary, cloves, okay? The cloves that our grandparents and our parents would put on ham, okay? Those cloves. And what else? I take a jojoba oil, grapeseed oil. What else? Because it's a few things. Oh, batana oil. So if you're a person that and this is entertainment purposes only. If you're a person that probably losing some hair, batana oil. I have batana oil. I put batana oil in my stuff, and batana oil is also good. It was a oil that Dr. Sadie had recommended, the herbalist, and batana oil. Like if you got gray hair, it will start turning your hair brown. Okay, it will start turning your hair brown because in some parts of my hair, like it start turning it black. I mean, back brown. Okay, so batana oil is like really, really good. I'm trying to see what else is in here. Dollar Tree also had this hair growth oil that had horsetail in it, which is a herb, and they also had stinging nettle. I also put that in my blend. So I don't know if that'll probably help you, Sharon, but you could give it a try and see. Probably the batana oil probably will help you, but you got to be mindful. Um, and the only place I get my batana oil from is from Esty, okay? Because it's a few people that's saying that it's real batana oil, but you know, it's sometimes it's not. OGX oil. What's that? OGX oils. We're about to go. My children, they having a ball. We're about to go right inside. We're about to go right inside. And I'm a person. I love trying different things. Okay, I don't. I absolutely love trying different things. I don't like staying to the same exact thing. And that goes, when I go to the supermarkets, okay, restaurants, I like going different places and trying different things. It makes life so much more fun, so much exciting. Okay, when you go in different places and trying different things is really, really good. Um, I'm trying to see what else to talk to you good folks about. I'm from New Jersey, Anar. I don't know if, let me see. No, not really. Um, uh-uh. All right, so this is the thing. I don't, some of you guys, you just start watching some of my videos. I don't really celebrate holidays like that. And I know Mother's Day is not really a holiday because I say Mother's Day is every day, okay? Because honey, say you taking off for Mother's Day. Mother's Day is every day. Um, but I don't really do anything for Mother's Day or anything like that. Even when it comes down to Christmas, although I said that I was gonna do Christmas this year. I said I was gonna do Christmas. Because a part of me also felt like, so before I got into, all right, so let me just give you a background. I was into religion, okay. And I seen religion didn't work for me. But I'm not saying religion don't work for you, honey. You gotta always do what works for you, okay? So after religion, I was always on a hunt to see how I could get better in life. I didn't know how I was gonna get better, but one of the things I damn did know was the life that I was currently living. That life, it was like all the beliefs, all the things that I was taught, growing up as a kid. Um, that wasn't working for me. Now, okay, it was not working for me. So I knew I had to do something different. But nobody ever said, well, Deena, if you do different, you will get different. Because, normally 9 out of the 10 times you are being around people that's just like you. Okay, so if you got a victim mentality, honey, the people you're around, they most likely have a victim mentality. Okay. So after doing the whole religion thing, then I had got into what is it called? The conscious community. Okay. Listening to people like Young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh was really the only one really that I listened to from the conscious community. And then, like, I would listen to him every now and then. But then I remember I had came across rapper B.O.B. Okay. And I remember one day, me and my oldest son, we was together, and rapper B.O.B. was talking about spirituality. Is still lagging? Let me know if it's still lagging. Oh, it's good? Okay. I guess it's good. So, rapper B.O.B. was talking about spirituality. And he was saying, he was talking about chakras, kundalini, and things like that. And I had heard one other person talk about chakras and stuff like that, but it wasn't like something I knew, right? And he was talking about kundalini and all these different things, and I was like, oh my god. And then he talked about meditation. Well, honey, I was going to therapy. Okay. And I remember my therapist, I guess I was too much because, I was the type that whenever I was going through something, I would just pour everything. I would just say everything what I was going through. And I guess my therapist was like, oh my goodness. So I remember one day she looked at me and she said, Deena, when you get like this, right, what do you do? And I was like I would go to stuff that would take my mind off of my current reality because I didn't want to deal with it. Okay. I would go to stuff or listen to stuff, whether it was history or whatever in history, right? His story. But I would go to stuff like that. And my therapist, she said, Deena, well, they have some stuff, she said, did you ever meditate? And I was like, meditate? No. I just wanted to tell her what was going on in my life. Okay. She here telling me about some meditation. And so this was the second time I heard about meditation. And honey, when you are eager to change your life, you will do whatever you need to do in order to change your life. So I started meditating. And oh my goodness. It felt like I had a gift, so to speak. It was like the one thing that is going to help you, change your perception. The one thing that you get to observe, when you meditating and stuff like that, right? And I was going telling everybody, I was telling my sister, I was telling my mother, like, oh my goodness, you guys need to meditate and all this other stuff. And so yes, I was meditating and stuff like that. And then from the meditation, then I started getting into personal development and, which then led me to, I'm trying to see which one came first. I think the personal development came first, and then I started doing videos. Or was it the other way around? It was one of them.
Do you have water?
You should have. I think Javon took his water. I think he drunk his water.
Did he bring the water?
Yeah, but I think he drunk it. Yeah, so I was, doing a meditation and stuff like that. So that really, really and let me tell you something, okay? If maybe some of you guys are the black sheep of the family, okay? And maybe you may not know it. No, but maybe some of you guys are the black sheep of the family, right? One of the things you have to understand is this. There's something in you, right? Maybe your family, you seemed a little weird to them, right? I don't know. Maybe, my spirit is telling me this, right? Maybe you seemed a little weird, you really didn't have a connection, so to speak, with your family. Some things, you guys would connect on, but it was a lot of things that you guys didn't connect with. They looked at you like you had like 20 heads, okay? I remember I told my mother this. I was driving and I was coming into Bayonne. And I remember I told her, I said, Ma, So, so I remember I told my mother, I said, "Ma, I was born into this family, but I don't belong to this family." And it would be times where, as though, my spirit would tell me to say certain things. And probably at that moment, I didn't know exactly, where it was coming from. But basically, that means that you was born into the family. There's a reason why you was born into that family. Okay. Do understand that everything has significance. I know some people, they think that, oh, you just here, is no real reason why you're here. Honey, that is so far from the truth. You are here for a reason. Okay. You are not here, and I say this all the time, you are not here just to work and pay bills. There's something else that you are supposed to be doing. And it's not until you are receptive, or sometimes, it can be your pain. It can be your pain, that will get you to your purpose. Because I know when I would go into the bathroom at my old apartment, and I would just have these epiphanies, and I would say all the time, I know I did not come here just to work and pay bills. I know that there's something else that I'm supposed to be doing, right? I didn't know exactly what it was. um but then, from me experiencing anxiety, from me experiencing depression, from me experiencing those things, it led me to making videos. Who knew? Okay, who knew? Because if somebody would have told me years ago that I would be doing this, I would have told them, "You're lying. Get out my face. It's not true." Okay. Because I didn't think that I would be able to do something like this. In fact, I told this story numerous times. It was a girl that I grew up with. And this is like when Facebook Live kind of started. I don't know what year it started, but I remember she was on Facebook Live. And, at this time, I'm a perfectionist. Everything needs to be the way that it needs to be, a control freak. Sometimes it comes out. Okay. But I remember I was, and this is why I say it doesn't matter. You can feel like not you can be living for other people, like you wanting a compliment, you wanting people to tell you enough, you seeking validation and all this other stuff. Honey, I don't care how much you dress up, how much you get your hair done. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know your power, none of those things matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. And so this girl, right, that I grew up with, I had seen her on Facebook. And she was on there like no care in the world. Okay. Sometimes when I would be on Facebook and the people would call my name, I would think that they could see me. Okay. Like when they say, "Hey, P such and such," or they say your name, and you think like they can see you, right? And so, yeah, yes, Leah. Let me tell you something, okay? We don't meet by accident, okay? We don't come into each other's lives by accident, and a lot of times we may think that we don't have things in common with one another, but in this here universe, it's just oneness, okay? Everything is connected, all right? And so the girl, she was on Facebook Live, and she was talking like nobody. The way she was talking, and honey, she was laying down talking, so she was comfortable. Okay. And I said, "Oh my goodness, how could she be on here?" Here I am, okay, the makeup. I had the makeup on, face beat to the gods, like some of you guys say. Okay. Here was everything was done. Okay. Everything was done. Okay. But I was afraid to face myself. Okay. I was afraid to face myself. I was afraid to see why I had belief systems such as, me thinking I wasn't good enough, no matter how much money I would spend on bags and The young lady said earlier, Mia, who was saying about Ultra and stuff like that. Honey, Ultra going to Sephora, spending $300, way back in the day. Honey, doing all this and still felt like I wasn't good enough. You know? And now it feels so good because when you know who you are, you can show up with nothing on, okay? No makeup on, okay? Because you comfortable in your skin, okay? Because you comfortable in your skin. And so when you get to the end point, and it's still, you still grow, right? And that chatter still comes up at times. Okay, the chatter still comes up. But it's for you to look at your life and understand that one, you doing the best that you know how to do. Okay. Now that doesn't mean that there's not room for improvement. Okay, because there's always room for improvement. But don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. You know? And to anyone, there's making a decision to change their life, remember you have years upon years of programming. Okay, the paradigm, a multitude of habits that you have. You have all of that going on within you. And so whenever you experience certain things, right? The chatter in the mind, or you feel like you're not good enough. Say you go somewhere and you feel like you're not good enough, right? The most important thing is for you to be, once you realize, self-awareness is key, is always key. And I always say, if you are aware, then you already winning. Okay? Because with awareness, you can change any aspect of your life. Anything that you don't like that's showing up, you can change it. All right? All right. So with that being said, family, I got to go. Okay, I said I was gonna be on here for an hour. And it's already an hour and 12 minutes, honey. I got to go. Hey, Alicia, honey, you late. Okay. Um, but I talk to you guys. I probably do another live tomorrow. I know it's a few Dollar Trees that I have to go to. All right, so I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Probably I'm trying to see because I tried this before. I did a Dollar Tree, a live Dollar Tree. Okay, and some of you guys wasn't on it. All right. Um, Maybe I'll do a live Dollar Tree tomorrow, probably in Fairview. I see once I get up there. Um, Maybe I'll do a pre-recorded and then do a live. I gotta see. All right, because I have my youngest children with me, and child, it's gonna be a time. All right. So make sure you guys are rocking out, believing in yourselves. Keep going, keep growing. Until next time. Peace.